Hey guys, it's CallanLoF, and I'm here doing a little, I guess this is a mock advice kind of thing, but like the Dermis Turtle one, this is just going to be more of a straightforward how-to, because if you might recall, a couple years ago I made a how-to for my Lewa 2016 revamp, and I said if that video hits 25,000 views, no video of mine is going to make 25,000 likes. If it hits 25,000 views, I will make another how-to. And it did. 2 years later, two something years later, a little over 2 years later, I made it. So here I am. I'm going to do my Ekimu mock, and feel free to request any of my mocks for how-tos. Very likely that I won't do any of the requests, though, because I don't particularly enjoy it. But here's the mock to begin with, so I'm going to begin momentarily. Alright, so here we are with the limbs, which, kind of like with the last time, basically every single one of these 2016 revamps were essentially just attempts at creating the original figure to look more uniform with the Netflix show. So they're very simple designs. The limbs are just very standard CCBS builds. I did kind of try and differentiate Ekimu up a bit. I mean, it's slightly unconventional for what you usually get with the build. Of course, I like slapping studs on everything, and I also can't build anything properly, but there, bam. In seconds, you can make each limb. So I'm just going to save myself the trouble of making two of each thing and just, quickly throw together each one. Pretty simple. And then I will go over the weapons, which I'm not going to get into the hammer very much because I believe it's basically just the set design with a couple studs and circular pieces inserted in there. So very easy stuff. If you want to try and figure that out yourself, you can. But I'm just, and then the shield is also similarly simple. You got one of those Lego shooter pieces, flick fire missile pieces, and then you just put a stud through the other one, and bam, simple like that. Make sure it stays in like that, and then just attach it to the arm. Very simple stuff. And yeah, that's all the easy stuff out of the way. Let's get to what you really want, this torso. Alright, here are all the parts you'll need to make the torso, and to make things simpler for myself, here is the beam that you will need with all the pins already attached to it. So yeah, pretty simple. You can get that. So now let's actually start though with the waist connection. You're going to need 3 extended axles, a 5 length, a 6 length, and a 10 length. So let's start with the 5 length. This will be the leg connection here. So we can put one of these Technic beam pieces here, and then put this one in the middle. Bam, and yes, this might look familiar if you did see the Lewa one, because this is how all the leg connections for my 2016 adjustment figures will look. And so yeah, and then you put that at the bottom. If I can actually do it, I don't know why I can't do that, but there, I just did it now. There you go. And then of course this piece goes here to fill that out, and there, now the legs won't move, so the connection there is tight. Now let's continue on. The next thing you want to do, let's fill out the back a little bit. So we put this armor piece here. Obviously this is not really necessary, and this is just kind of detailed stuff. Here's some little details here with just some little Lego attachments, the 2x1 plates with the Lego clips. Yeah, just kind of help keep things even more secure, and put little details to extend the whole translucent torso theme, which of course was established with the original set. Alright, so now this piece goes here, and yes, 2 black axles should be in here already. So that goes on the bottom hole, and it attaches like that, I believe. Yes. And then this piece, this is very important. You turn this one towards the top, and bam, it fits in there perfectly. And then you can push these in. Now you can fill this stuff on this if you like, put things on, but here we will not, because instead we will put this piece here. But first, before we put it all the way through, let's put that neck connection in here, that Gotorian neck. Let's get that in there. Push this in the rest of the way. It should line up mostly. Yeah. And then now we're going to put these pieces here to help add some security to the axle connection there. So we're going to have three blocks, well actually 1.5 on each side to that there. And then here we can put the little bow rock eyes on the sides. So that's nice. Now we can take our 10 length arm connection, put it in there and try and even it out on both sides. It's pretty close, I think. All right, so now, and then now, these are not the shoulder ball joints. These are the ball joints for the shoulder armor, because if you recall in the set, Lego uses these Chima connection pieces. But if you look at the movie, sorry, not the movie, the Netflix show, when Ekimu actually appears, obviously it's much more streamlined. The set makes it look a little awkward, the way these things are kind of angled onto the torso. So I wanted to very clearly make these look like the show, and so they just kind of stick out like that. And now the last thing's pretty simple. This actually does not attach. You just kind of hold it in there, because the torso piece does the whole work of holding it in. And now you just got to smoothly, if you can, attach it. Don't make me look bad, me. This will work. It did work. There you go. All right. And then you just kind of fiddle with it to make it look smooth. So yeah, and it does kind of fill in the shape there, which I think is cool. And then of course the simplest thing, you add the head and mask. All right, so that's all there is to it, guys. That's how you do it. Let me finish building this guy. Thank you very much for watching this little how-to. I guess I'll be nicer and say that if you want to see any more of these G2 how-tos, because I'll do them. Let's say if this hits 10,000 views, I'll do another one. If not, I know you guys don't really care that much. Actually, let's make it 15. 15 final number. When this hits 15, I'll make another one. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. That's Ekimu, and I will see you guys on the next animation next week. Thanks. Goodbye.